Good evening. Thank you so much for coming out to support me and the other amazing winners of this very special scholarship. Thanks to Mr. Craig Pollard and Will Farrell for taking the time to spend it with us. It's a real honor. It all started when I was 14. I was a freshman in high school. I just finished water polo season. My brother and I took the weekend off to watch the movies, old school, to relax and kind of just get ready for the next week. Come Monday morning, my brother got up, got dressed, went to school, no big deal. Wasn't the same for me. I couldn't really get out of bed. I would get very lightheaded and dizzy. I would have to sit back down. So I decided to force myself, stand up, figured it'd pass, no big deal. So I stood up, forced myself to hold myself up against the dresser. Next thing I knew, I woke up on the floor. I had no idea how much time had just passed, but something was wrong. I missed the next week of school with extreme fatigue and constant visits to the doctor's office. They didn't know what was going on, so they sent me to the hospital to receive more elaborate blood tests. I got home, and they said the lab messed up. Come back tomorrow, try again. I said, all right, fine. So we did. Those results came back, and it was the same thing. Way off the charts and weird. So they said something is wrong here. So they sent me to an oncology hematology doctor in Westchester, New York. I'm from Connecticut. So I had to go and get a bone marrow biopsy. I woke up an hour and a half later, very sore and very stiff. When I woke up, I was surrounded by tons of doctors and nurses. Supposedly, I was given a little too much laughing gas in the operating room, and I woke up hysterically laughing. This helped lighten the mood for a little while until my actual doctor came in. I was hoping that he was going to tell me that this is all for no big deal and you're fine, go home, enjoy the rest of your life. It wasn't like that. He started talking in medical terms, eventually getting to the point that I had a problem with my blood. I didn't exactly know what that meant, 14 at the time. So I asked myself, is that even possible, a problem with your blood? He simplified it into a couple words that me and everyone else in the room understood. Leukemia, cancer of the blood. I froze, not really knowing what to say. He continued with his explanation, telling me I had to start chemo that night. The doctor did, however, tell me everything was going to be okay. And at some point, it was just a matter of time that I was going to be okay and return to a normal life. Days went by, my family and I still in shock. I spent a couple days in the cancer wing, met a group of amazing children, much younger than me, ages 4 to 10. I was by far the oldest kid at age 14. After meeting those kids, hearing their stories, mostly from their parents and nurses, I found myself feeling lucky that I had leukemia and not a brain tumor or whatever the other kids had. I felt horrible that these kids had to go through this at such a young age. I wanted to make a difference, so I did. I picked up my phone. I sent text messages around to my friends. Said, go around, collect some money, we'll give it to somebody, some cancer research, not really knowing what to do. So I returned home later that week. They came over with shoeboxes filled with thousands of dollars. That, I think, threw my mom off a little bit, thinking I was running some scam or under the table business. So she was a little thrown off by that. But for little did we know, it was the start to the BRAD Fund. BRAD in BRAD Fund stands for Benefiting Research Achieving Dreams. The BRAD Fund is a nonprofit organization that my mom and I started to raise money for both cancer research and helping kids while in and out of the hospital, going through chemo. So far to this day, we've raised over $60,000 and donated over 20. and donated over $20,000 to local charities and larger nonprofits such as Make-A-Wish and the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, to support me and all the other wonderful recipients. This is a very special event, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I would like to thank again Mr. Will Farrell, Craig Pollard, It has truly been an honor to stand before all of you and share my story. I hope you all have a great rest of the evening. Thank you. And I'm Brad Davis, and stay classy, San Diego.